What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back to another video, and today we're recapping the New York Giants taking the L against the Buffalo Bills 28-14. So this game, first off, I want to congratulate the Bills fans, every one of you guys that watched my preview video. For the most part, you guys were right. Your defense did shut us down, especially the pass defense, and I knew that. I knew that going into the game. I was just hoping we ran the ball a lot more, because that was the one thing I was right about in this game, is that the Giants were able to run on the Bills defense, and we saw that from the first drive and even everywhere else in between the game, but we just didn't use Saquon or even use Wayne Gallman at all in this game. So Saquon only had 18 carries. It's a lot more than last week compared to 11 carries, but we still need to use Saquon more, being that Eli Manning threw the ball 44 times in this game when he didn't need to, against the best pass defense in the NFL. That is not a good recipe for success. And, two straight games, week one he threw the ball 42 times. In this game, he throws the ball 44 times. And you should not throw the ball that many times with your 39-year-old quarterback when you have the best, literally the best running back in the league. Saquon again had over 100 yards on the ground with less than 20 carries. He really needs to get the ball more. I don't know what Pat Shurmur is doing, but he's not helping his case of keeping his job. Now, I think he will keep his job throughout next year, just because we have that rookie quarterback in Daniel Jones, and he needs to develop under Pat Shurmur. But Pat Shurmur really loves passing the ball for whatever reason. That's his system. His system is the West Coast, quick passing and things like that, and that's what he loves. So he's trying to get Eli to do that, but you just can't, especially going against this Bills defense. So starting off in the beginning of the game, the Giants on the opening drive, it was just like the Dallas Cowboys game. Half of this game was exactly like the Dallas Cowboys game, where our opening offense uses Saquon Barkley the majority of that drive and drives down for the score. In that drive alone, Saquon Barkley had 55 yards on 5 carries and a touchdown. He looked absolutely phenomenal. And then the defense comes out, the starting defense, the opening drive for the defense, they get a 3-and-out, and I'm like, okay, we've established, a tone here in this game. We could shut down the Bills and, kind of build our lead from there. But of course, it wound up being just like the Cowboys game, where that happens, and then after that, the Bills score 3 straight times to go up 21-7, just like that. 21 unanswered points, and by halftime, we're already knowing that this game is over. Now, by the end of halftime and the third quarter comes around, I guess there were some halftime adjustments. James Betcher and his defense, shut out the Bills in the third quarter, and we were looking better. We were looking a lot better. We got the pass rush going. We got a couple sacks. Marcus Golden, Lorenzo Carter got to the quarterback a couple times, as well as Olsen Pierre as well. By the way, Josh Allen did look good. He definitely beat out my expectations as far as him being a good quarterback. I really had my doubts on Josh Allen, but I mean, we'll see later on in the season if Josh Allen is really a good quarterback. I still think he's a lot more overrated. I think he's better throwing on the run. We've seen that in this game. He's better throwing on the run than he is just in the pocket throwing the ball. I don't know what it is about Josh Allen, but he throws lasers on the run, but throws ducks, in the pocket. But he really proved me wrong this game. He was fine. He was great. He threw tight spirals. His balls were great. The accuracy was great. And he was able to find the open receivers, and you can't ask for more for your quarterback than to find your open receivers and drive you down the field to win games. And one thing I want to talk about, the offensive line. The offensive line last year, we were all saying, we've got these pieces together on the defense. We've got the things going around on offense. Everything's coming together. Last year, we were saying that. We were just saying, listen, the offensive line is the last piece of this puzzle for the Giants for us to be good again. But here we are next year in 2019, and the offensive line is probably the best thing of this entire team, and every other position is absolute garbage. Again, the offensive line has a great day against a top front seven. They faced Dallas last week, no sacks, opened up the run, opened up the floodgates for Saquon Barkley. And then this game opened up the run for Saquon Barkley, was great in the run game. And in the pass game, Eli Manning was only sacked once. I'm sorry, Dallas, he was sacked once as well. So 2 sacks in 2 games from this offensive line. I am extremely excited about this offensive line. I'm happy with what we got, but everywhere else now is the problem. We thought the defense would build off of last year. They still broke in some games last year. They lost to some games, but we saw some optimism with the defense, and we thought that this year it can get a lot better with this young team. But that's exactly the problem. The reason why all these games are looking like college games is because we have a college defense with college players, because all of these guys are young. They're second-year, third-year players, even rookies out there, all starting and all getting a lot of playing time. They're not experienced. James Bettcher wants them to do things that only veteran players would do. You got Jabril Peppers everywhere. He's obviously not ready to fill in that, captain of the defense, that field general role of the defense. He can't do it yet, man. He's looking like Landon Collins out there. Last week, I did the film review, and Jabril Peppers was all over the place. He looked so confused. You got DeAndre Baker. He needs a lot of help. I expected this last year. I expected this in the when we drafted him, that he can't keep up with faster receivers, and we saw that here today. He cannot keep up with faster receivers. He couldn't keep up with Amari Cooper last week and couldn't keep up with anybody this week. Cole Beasley, with his familiarity of the Giants playing with the Cowboys for the past couple of years, balled on us, so he knew exactly what to do against the Giants defense. Again, the middle of the field is always open. The linebackers always bite on play action, and the linebackers aren't quick enough to drop back. Alec Ogletree as well. And the run defense is okay. Now, they ran on us today, and, that was fine. That was expected. That's a good offensive line they put together. It was expected. The pass rush was a little better in this game. I'm not gonna give a mulligan to the defense, and I'm gonna get to that in just a second. I don't care that we shut out the Bills in the second half. That shouldn't have never happened in the first half. Okay, you can't. They didn't make up for that in the third quarter from what they did in the first half. They put the offense in a bad position. They made the offense pass the ball more than they needed to. The offense, especially Pat Shurmur, felt like he was down. He was panicking, had to throw the ball a lot. That's why Eli Manning threw the ball 44 times. I've never seen a Giants defense this bad. After all these years that we were completely terrible, including a 3-13 year, the defense was never this bad starting off. We gave up 35 points last week. We gave up 28 this week. And I just hope it gets better against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's looking a little better on offense. Defense still struggles, but I just don't see us winning that game. So on to Eli Manning. I don't know why the whole conversation is about Eli Manning in this game. Yes, Eli didn't have a great game, but there was no way for Eli to succeed with 44 pass attempts against the best pass defense in the league, going, targeting your 4th and 5th and 6th receiver. Cody Core had like 4 receptions in this game. He's our last receiver on the depth chart. Of course, Eli Manning is not going to succeed in this game. So I don't know why we're talking about Eli Manning. Oh, it's time for Daniel Jones. It's time for us to move on. Why are we even talking about that? Of course Daniel Jones is going to start at some point. Okay, we have a replacement in Eli Manning. You just have to play the waiting game and stick with it until Daniel Jones comes in. Why is nobody talking about the defense? This defense that we're seeing now, there's no replacements. There's no guys we're going to bring in. There's no, first round draft pick that we're waiting to step in like Daniel Jones after Eli Manning gets benched. No, this is the defense. The defense that we have now is the same defense we're going to have at the end of the season. And this defense is going to give us headaches. There needs to be something that changes with this defense. It's absolutely horrible. So I don't know why we're talking about Eli Manning more than we're talking about this defense. Everybody's saying, oh, well, they'll get better. They're fine. They're rookies. No, it's not going to get better if there's no changes. I'm not seeing any changes. Yeah, we had a good third quarter on defense, and you think things are going to, look up from there. A dead clock is right twice a day. So, of course, the defense at some point is going to look good. But the defense looks terrible, and I don't see it getting any better against Tampa Bay on the road, especially with Jameis Winston and Bruce Arians. That seems like to be a good connection. It seems like Bruce Arians really got to Jameis Winston. Now, he's not fantastic, but he looks like he's getting a little better. His throwing looks a little better. His reads are getting a little better. So, I have no confidence in the Giants winning this game next week. I don't care how bad Tampa Bay's defense is. It's nowhere as bad as the Giants' defense is now. All right, guys, let me go to the awards now. The offensive player of the game is going to be Josh Allen. He really just shut out my expectations. He played phenomenal. I have nothing to say bad about Josh Allen. Defensive player of the game, I'm going to give it to Tre'Davious White. my at least you tried award. Every time we lose a game, the at least you tried award is probably always going to go to Saquon Barkley. There's never going to be a better player than Saquon Barkley when we lose games, especially when he doesn't get a lot of reps and he gets a lot of yards per carry. So it's always going to be Saquon Barkley. And the Antonio Hamilton Award, as you guys know, it was previously called the Terrence Mitchell Award, but I'm going to name it the Antonio Hamilton Award just because of how bad he is. And I'm going to give it to the whole entire Giants defense. Like I said, I don't care that they had a good third quarter. They had a terrible rest of the game. So that being said, by the way, guys, I'm going to be doing a film review on this game. So make sure you guys turn the notification bell on and be on the lookout for that. I'm going to be doing a film review on this game and give you guys my analysis on it. So that being said, leave a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video.